everybody, Gina DeLuca here. Oh, right. So today I am going to be doing a flip cup with mostly pigments and using mix pouring medium. You can get this by emailing krista8974@gmail.com. But these pigments are mixed only with the mix pouring medium. And how I do that, I put a bit of the mix in my cup. I add the pigment and then stir that into, it's just enough to cover the bottom of the cup. And then add the pigment to that. And then I add more pouring medium to that mixture. Be sure to wear a mask while you are working with pigments. If you breathe that in and it gets in your lungs, it's never coming out. That is not a good thing. So please, 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 you know, wear your masks. The pigments that I'm using today, the colors I have are, for my non-pigment, you know, my already mixed paint, would be this color here. This is basically what I have going on this background. This is Dioxazine Purple by Liquitex Basics, mixed with Prussian Blue. I really like this combination. It's a nice, deep, dark, rich color, but it's not black. Black really absorbs the light, and, you know, sometimes black looks really awesome with the way the colors pop off of it. But sometimes I kind of want more of a homogeneous, wrong word, but whatever. I like for there to be kind of a cohesion, whereas I feel like black is like, it kind of pushes other colors away visually and makes them kind of stand out more, which can be awesome and beautiful, but that's not what I'm going for. So that's why I do a color that is like really super dark when it dries, almost looks black, but it's not quite black. The other colors I have going here, I have this Little Piggy in Lemon Sorbet and Constellation. I love this color. And I have the ColourArte Bling It in blue, Interference Blue, Interference Gold, and Interference Green. I love these interference colors. They're so cool. It's like a little kind of secret painting within the painting. When you look at it from just the right angle, groovy stuff. Before we get started, have you seen the Fluid Art inspiration cards? If you have, you can fast forward about a minute, but if you have not, what we have are 52 cards. There are 42 technique cards, and this is kind of the idea of what I'm going for today. I want that kind of ethereal, lacy grooviness. So there are 42 technique cards, and each technique card has an associated video here on YouTube that gives you all of the information that you need, the exact paint brands, the pouring medium, your recipe, consistency, of course, the technique. This is a picture of the painting in that particular video. This box here contains a tip for that particular technique. And at the bottom, we have the color palette that was used in that particular painting. And we also have 8 bonus color palette cards. Each one has 5 color palettes. You can use all of the colors or just some of the colors. Mix and match the bonus color palette cards with the technique cards, and you have more combinations than you could ever paint in a lifetime. These are available at my website, ginadeluca.net, and also at amazon.com. I did forget to mention that I also have in here Mermaid by this Little Piggy. Beautiful, beautiful blue. And the consistency of these paints it's the consistency of mix, straight out of the bottle. So when I mix the pigments to the mix, that is the consistency that it is, right? So when I mix it with the paint, I will add some water to that. So I did about 1 part paint, 2 parts mix. And then I added water until it was the consistency of the other pigments. It's important that you get them all as close to the same consistency as possible, or you will see it when you start tilting and spinning. Oh, this is a mixture of Blue Eyes and Whitehaven from this Little Piggy. Some of these paints I've had sitting out for a bit, you know, like in storage here, so I don't have the jars handy. Okay, I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to do this regular paint here. Go for that contrast. And I have the Interference Blue. And I'll do Mermaid now. And some more of the regular paint. Okay, and now for some more beautiful contrast, I have, this is the Lemon Sorbet, which looks absolutely beautiful next to this Dioxazine and Prussian color I got going here. Actually, since that's in the middle of the pack, I'm just gonna give it all right here. Constellation. Bit of that background color. And the Interference Gold. And I have the, actually do a bit more of the background, just to give that contrast. This is the Baby Blue, or Blue, I'm sorry, Blue Eyes and Whitehaven. Green, Interference Green. And some more of that Mermaid. Might as well use the rest of this Interference Blue. That is one of my favorite things in an Interference Blue, is just, I love it. Love it. And a bit more of this on top, and I'm going to reserve some of this as a flow extender where I should need it. All right, oh, you know what? I always forget to do this. I'm going to make an X with a skewer. Might as well just use that up. Waste not, want not. The corners are always a beast. Okay. And now fuzzy flip. It was a perfect flip. It was just off center. Okay. So I'm actually going to just let this sit for a second. And I'm going to let this settle, let it pull from the top. Let it do its thing. And I'm just going to take, while that is doing what it's going to do, I'm just going to take a bit of what is left in these cups. Give myself a little love on these corners. It certainly can't hurt. Okay. All right. I think we can give this baby a lift now. And I might do like kind of a little swirl thing. Like that. Yeah. All right. Well, so far, I like what is happening composition-wise. I think that is probably going to look pretty cool once it's stretched. So let me pop the bubbles. My work surface is not level, so I have to keep this thing moving to keep my weight of the paint centered. Gosh, I almost don't want to spin it. I almost kind of want to tilt it because I really want to control this. It's really cool stuff going on there. Let's see. Let's see what happens. All right. I want to give this a bit of a flow extender here because I think it needs a little help. Okay, I really wanted to adjust where that focal point was going to be, which to me, this feels like a focal point. And so I wanted to move that using the rule of thirds. I did not want that in the center. I wanted it more. It could actually go a little further in that direction, but I don't think I want to mess with it too much more. I will be very interested to see how this dries. Yeah, so I will bring you in for a close-up for the wet piece back in a few. Okay, here it is, still wet. If this does not dry amazingly on its own, I can actually see like a calla lily in here, and maybe you can just like paint the little calla lily body up in there. That even looks like the little, you know. So, worst case scenario, we'll turn this baby into a calla lily. But so far, it's pretty. Got some really pretty layers going on in there. So we will see how this dries. It's really hard to tell, especially with the interference and using mix, because it is a very milky pouring medium, but it dries clear, so it looks very different. But that like layering right in there is really pretty. I'm gonna have to do this with the primary colors, I think. I'd be curious to see how that turns out, so perhaps I'll have that coming up in the future. But stay tuned for the dry piece right here. Okay, here it is, dry. And I love it. If you've been following me for a while, you know that one of my goals is to get an oil slick type look, and I think this is how I'm going to get it. Actually, I'm going to move over to the window because I think you'll see better under natural light. Okay, here it is under natural light. And it definitely is giving off that oil slick vibe. There's like a rainbow going on in there. And it is confusing my camera to no end. My camera does not know what to make of this. Let's see. I'm trying to get it to show up on camera. But like the layering, the transparency going on, I love that. And I really think I want to do a bigger version of this. Just look at that layering, like that, how ethereal that looks. Yeah, super cool. Satchmo. Satchmo wanted to know what we were looking at out the window. We have a lot of wildlife around here. Whenever he sees me looking out the window, he's like, what's out there? But there it is. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you are already subscribed. Please make sure that you have clicked that bell and select it to be notified of uploads. I think a lot of people aren't receiving notifications. Every now and then I have someone say, I'm so glad you're back. I'm like, I never left. Oh, but I'm still maybe not, but still possibly considering turning this into a calla lily. I can just see it in there. I think it would be so cool to kind of do it with interference colors, but then again, I really like this the way it is. Kind of an abstract calla lily brings it to mind, but Oh, decisions. But anywho, yeah, so do check out the description box below for links to my website, ginadeluca.net, where you can find my art and music and fluid art inspiration cards for sale. And you will also find in the description box all of my affiliate links and coupon codes to those affiliates. If you use those links and codes, I will receive a small commission at no additional cost to you. And you will find also the link to our Facebook group, Go Make Some Art. Join us there. Post your masterpieces, ask your questions, get some inspiration. A good time is had by most. It is the internet after all. Okay, y'all. That is going to be it for me for today. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Now go make some art.